What's up, Facebook? It's your boy Akil Ali tuning in. Beautiful morning, getting ready for my day. I really think this video is going to be very necessary. I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? But I'm sure by most of you know about my videos, I'm a very humble individual. And I really want my viewers, not fans, my friends, to be in tune with what I'm trying to teach. A lot of times people like to use the confusion to make themselves seem as if they know more things than people, and it creates a separation. But I'm trying to bring people together full-fledged. So if I have to use my personal experience to help people relate to my process, which is working for me, then so be it. I'm not embarrassed by anything in life. You understand? I'm very humble when it comes to life. Life has humbled me. You understand? Because my unconscious movement is what brought me to trying to achieve conscious movement. You have to be one way to try to be another. So this is my story that I hope people can relate to, and I hope people can really see like that this is just me pouring my heart out to y'all and understanding that this one story that I'm about to present to y'all is going to help a lot of people who have either been through the same or are going through the same or trying to come out of the realm that they're in mentally, physically, and spiritually. So a lot of people they ask me, well, what made you want to become conscious, or what made you want to start changing your life? Was there anything in particular that made you, just wake up one day and want to change your life, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to water down the word conscious, but it's a beautiful word if it's used in the right context. So I'm going to explain, like, under this video, I'm going to post the 7 chakras, which I also posted on my status, which you can read, and it kind of lets you know the different steps of reaching, a beautiful conscious state that we're all supposed to be on to help us maneuver through this world. And I really personally believe without those traits, along with really finding yourself and continuing on your journey, it can lead you to become unconscious, fall for anything, be easily tricked and manipulated through public perception or through your food, via media and social network. So this is my story. I'll say about a couple years ago, I was in a real bad place in my life. You understand? I was very depressed. I invested a lot of time in football. And when football didn't work out for me, when I came back home, I really didn't know what to do with myself. I never worked a job. I didn't have really like a resume. So there was a lot of things that I wasn't able to do, even with a degree, even with my college experience. So I was at a standstill in life for a while. And I really didn't know how to get out of the situation that I was in due to ego and pride. Because when you're in that position and people still have you up here in this false pedestal, you stay with that, you roll with that, not knowing behind the scenes you might not really be mentally where you might say you are. That's called insecurity. I had a little insecurity at that time. So I'm living in Buffalo. I'm very depressed. From the food I was eating nothing but wings, pork. I was eating anything. All chemical foods, the corner store food, all the stuff that really poison and clog your third eye. It kept me messed up. I was abusing marijuana heavily. A lot of people use marijuana for meditation, to help you think outside the box. We all know that too much of anything is bad for you. So when you abuse something, that means you're overdoing it. So I became very dependent on that drug. So, you add the marijuana use to the insecurity, to the chemical foods that I'm eating, the toxic food that I'm eating that goes in your stomach, creates toxicity and gives me toxic thoughts. I used to wake up with anxiety, sometimes like almost depressed. Bad thoughts, just waking up feeling trapped. Didn't want to go outside, didn't want to be bothered by anybody. You understand? I was at a real bad space in my life, a real bad place in my life. And the reason is because I'm what you consider half and half dude. Meaning, like, I was conscious enough to where I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm not supposed to be eating meat. I know I'm supposed to be eating brain food. I know I'm not supposed to be eating those snacks. But because I was immune and prone to doing unconscious movement, it was deteriorating my reality. Your subconscious and your mind creates your reality. So if your mind is not right and your subconscious isn't right and it's tangled, you're going to have a tangled reality. Follow me. So then I got to a point where I got tired of it. I made a conscious choice to say, I'm not going to live like this no more. I know better. And if I don't make a conscious effort to get out of the situation that I'm in, mentally, physically, and spiritually, I'm going to stay like this. So what I started to do was I just changed my ways. I woke up one morning crying. I felt like killing myself. Not in a mental capacity where I really wanted to take myself out, but the anxiety that I had and the way my physical body was feeling, the way my thoughts were like transcending in my head, and the way that my life was transpiring. I wasn't seeing my family. I was away from I was just in a real bad space. That let me know, like, yo, I had to catch myself and understand, like, yo, this is the way you're supposed to be living. You're better than this. So I had to find myself. I was outside of myself at that time. Unconscious movement. You understand? Movement, unconscious movement is similar to like knowing what you're supposed to do, but you choose not to do it because you just don't know any better, or you're just not programmed to do right. So once I started to I put that meat down and I got on my diet, I started eating healthier. Automatically, once your body, your serotonin and everything gets working, it starts to filter your body. My thoughts started to become a little bit more pure. So that little beginning was enough to get me on the lead to start becoming more curious. So once I became vegan, I was just waking up with all this information. I was waking up with all this energy. I started to feel better about myself. My self-esteem started to raise. Even my daily interactions with people and the things that were going on in my life started to change. See, then once your brain starts to clear, your subconscious and your energy starts putting out things out into the universe. So then you start attracting more like-minded people. So now I'm a vegan. I'm started bumping into people. They're giving me recipes. They're teaching me more things about myself, teaching me how to eat right, teaching me what to read, teaching me how to meditate. Now, meditation was very crucial for my development because I couldn't meditate because my brain was so clogged. Every time I closed my eyes and I had my hands up and I was sitting up straight and calm and breathing, I couldn't get past that first stage. So I was getting fed up with it. But then I had to speak to someone. They taught me, like, it's going to take a while. It's like practice. But being that my mind and my subconscious has clouded my thoughts for so many years, I've been conditioned and programmed for so many years that there's a lot of turmoil and a lot of thoughts that you got to maneuver through. It's just no different than having a cup of water, a cup of tainted water in a cup. For you to fill this cup up with pure water and pure thoughts, you have to pour it out. So I had to empty myself to recreate myself, to come back into self. You follow me? So once that happened, then my thoughts just started changing. I started to read more. I started to go outside and read. I started to get energy. I started to get that ether, get that sun, so I can build my self-esteem and build myself up. This is me on my own with no help. You understand? This is why I keep trying to tell people all your powers in self, but it comes with choice. I didn't depend on some imaginary man to come get me out of my circumstance. I didn't say, oh, Jesus Christ, come down and save me. No, I went into self. I looked inside myself and used my thought and used my logic to understand what was right and what was wrong, because it's already embedded in me. It's just all about listening to that voice. And that voice that's in the back of my head is nobody else's voice but mine. You understand? People think that I don't believe in deities and certain things like that. It's not that. I just understand that we are image off the branch of the universe. Therefore, we are embedded with the same qualities, maybe not as powerful as the universe, but we are a branch off. We are a dot from the sun that is created. You understand? Into a solid form. You understand? So therefore, I understand the power that is within myself. But to get that power, it's almost like a machine. You have to get that machine running. And you have to run it with the right gas. Now, the right gas to get your machine running is chlorophyll, which comes from plants, which is the closest thing to blood. It's like the plant's blood. But why is chlorophyll so close to our blood? Because we come from the earth. You understand? We come from the earth. Therefore, we are intertwined with the universe. And this is why the things from the universe is the things that helps us. You understand? Like the water, the air, the food, with the chloroplast and the chlorophyll. Meat and all those other things is what you would call 3D food. Those aren't the things you're supposed to eat. Those are things that actually taint your body. Because being that we're in a vessel, you automatically become parasitic. You understand? We're in a vessel by law. So we're in human flesh. So human flesh, when you don't eat the right things, you can put parasites in your body. This is why when you eat pork and all those nasty chemical foods, you can get worms and tapeworms, and that stuff is not normal. But when you eat the right stuff, it clears all that stuff out. You understand? It burns that stuff out. This is why I try to explain to people that we are in hell, because we're constantly being burned by the sun. The food that we eat is acidic. You understand? Cancer burns you from the inside out. AIDS burns you from the inside out. We are continuously suffering. As soon as we are born into this realm, we are dying. You understand? So this is almost like a punishment that you kind of have to get out of. And the only way that you get out of this punishment is by changing your thoughts and your body. So therefore, yeah, I see people dying and I'm suffering, but I'm getting myself out and raising my awareness. And this is by the food that I eat and the way that I live my life. So then you got your 7 chakras. I don't know them offhand, so I don't want to confuse anybody. This is why I'm going to post them under the video. But what the chakras do is like your everyday life, your experiences in life, and understand how your body is and how your body works. And how do you get that train going? You understand? So once I started to eat healthy, that was the first step. Now that cleared my brain. That's what makes you eager to learn more. So once your brain clears, then your movement becomes a little bit more clear. You start breaking and analyzing things quicker because your third eye's not clogged. So now you don't do unconscious movement. Unconscious movement will be considered like going to a club with a guy who you know is a head case. And you know he always goes out and fights. And you know this. But you still say, you know what? I'm gonna go out and just go out with him and have a good time. You're more worried about the good time instead of the bigger picture of the things. So if you go out and something happens to you, whose fault is that? That's not the devil. That's not God putting you in a bad position. That's you not following your consciousness. Unconscious movement can leave you killed. Unconscious movement can leave you dead. What are you going to the club at 3 o'clock in the morning for with someone that's not even working on themselves? You're unevenly yoked. This is why I can't be around people anymore like that. It's not that I think that I'm better than people. It's just that I don't want to put myself in that type of realm. I can't be around people who aren't working on themselves. If I see someone eating pork, knowing what pork does to them, knowing what it does to their thoughts, I almost can't really be around them. And it's not that I'm looking down on them, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but if you don't care about yourself and your body and your well-being, then how can I trust that you care about me? You see what I'm saying? So this is why I like to be around like-minded people. I know when I'm around someone who's a vegetarian, who takes care of themselves, I know their way of thinking is clear. They're still human. People still make mistakes, but your brain is so powerful. Once you clear your third eye, you're not going to really make too many mistakes like that. Maybe in the social standards, but nobody can judge you. You judge yourself. So at the end of the day, it's just like I had to change my ways. I'm dealing with different women, different energies, manipulating women, being a womanizer, treating my queens bad. You understand? I'm developing, I had a little depression in me. Maybe my self-esteem might have been a little low. I might have been clinically depressed at that time. I didn't have to go to no psychiatrist. I didn't have to get on my knees and pray. I just looked into myself and understood that I need change. I used my common logic and I used my intuition, which is very powerful. That's from the universe. That's how your body works. But you have to be able to trigger that. See, when people took the universe and personified it into a person, that's what takes away your connection to yourself. You understand? That's why so many people are blind. That's why you got blind followers. This is why people don't understand that they're stolen. They don't understand that people have manipulated them. They don't understand that they've been lied to because they're unconscious. They have to find out who they are. You understand? That's what becoming conscious is. And there's a lot of people that are so programmed and so conditioned because look at the food that they eat. Look what they eat. Look how they live. Look who they've been taught from. Look what they're following. They're following everything outside of our true nature. And this is the problem. And this is why you have me making videos and writing statuses and arguing with people. The people that I'm arguing with, I'm not even mad at y'all. I understand why you're arguing because you don't know any better. You're unconscious. You just want to admit it to yourself. Therefore, it's a knock to your reality. You know you're not doing right. You know you're not eating right. But because you've been doing it for so long and there's someone writing about it and you read it, it's going to make you feel some type of way. So therefore, you're going to write your personal feelings under my status. You understand? Because if you didn't take it personal, you wouldn't complain. You wouldn't come at me the way that you do. That's the mental aspect. And I'm so conscious, that's why I don't take it personal. Because I understand why you're that way. I used to be the same way. So once you become in tune with yourself, this is what makes you confident. This is what helps you argue and debate without getting crazy. This is what helps you maneuver through life without people being able to control you. People who talk about you behind your back, rumors, certain bad things just don't bother people who are within themselves because you understand why people do it. Now, I mean, a lot of you people who are getting caught up in the he say, she say, y'all don't understand why people are doing it. Therefore, you think that the physical attributes is going to stop it from happening. So when someone talks about you, what's the first thing people do? They go beat them up. They go hit them. They don't just kill them with kindness, delete them from their life and continue living their life and working on themselves. They're putting more power and energy into somebody else, into something negative. You understand? That's unconscious movement. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I come off as arrogant. Yeah, I come off as overconfident. You want to know why? Because I have confidence in self. And people who can relate to that, they understand that and they love it, and we build and we grow together. We humble and we learn. But the people who can't, they're going to automatically take me and put me on a pedestal and automatically say things like, oh, he thinks he's better than me. Or he thinks, if you were in tune with yourself and you were eating properly, you were reading and working on your 7 chakras and working on the things that you're supposed to be working on, you wouldn't even care about public perception. You wouldn't care about rumors and judgment because you judge yourself. You understand? You judge yourself. I don't need a Bible or a book to teach me not to kill people or to treat people with love. That's already embedded in me. You're born with that. You just got to make sure that you keep that embedded in you. Everybody has a little dot in their body of what you would call chaos. Because without chaos or without thinking about the opposite, there is nothing that would make you want to achieve perfection. So you always have that opposite side. But the whole key is to not focus on that little dot of chaos. This is how you have people who can easily be swayed. You have to be able to be conscious enough to understand these things. You have to understand yourself. And a lot of you just don't understand yourself. And this is why you're all over the place. So I'm using myself as an example. I was lost, but now I'm found to a certain extent. So I'm going to keep working on myself. And being that I'm working on myself, now I'm attracting like-minded people. This is why my Facebook page has changed. So forgive me when you see me not wanting to argue with low-frequency shit. Forgive me when you see me get a little annoyed when I got to take my time out to argue with someone who chooses not to do research. I'm trying to figure out a way to get people on even ground to start working on themselves. Therefore, they can be on even ground. I can't tell you what to do. You have to want to work on yourself. That's what it all comes down to. So stop worshiping Jesus. Stop worshiping these little deities outside of self and come back into yourself. Come back into the universe. That doesn't mean I don't believe in a true divine being. I just understand how it works. You got to understand how it works. These people have manipulated and took and personified that being what is in yourself. When it was told that you were created, you have more than one creator, and he created us in his image. You understand? And he gave us power to create and to be thinkers. These people who have programmed you and told you to look at Jesus or these other deities just want you to be blind. And they don't want you to think because they don't want you to have any type of real connection because they want you to be stuck here with them because they're not leaving this realm. It's deep. It's deeper than what you read and what you see. This is metaphysics. This is the occult, which means the unseen. There's a fight going on with evil and good. It's good and evil. And you got to understand that. So find yourself. Eat right. Study those 7 chakras and start having a sense of urgency of getting yourself to where you need to be. I love you enough to sit here and make these videos. I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong. I'm not telling you to go worship nothing. I'm telling you to find yourself. And once you find yourself and you start eating right and doing what you're supposed to be doing, I won't have to tell you anything. We'll just start building. Each one, teach one. Man shopping man. Get right for yourself, not for me. We're all equal. So I want y'all to know I love y'all. I just wanted to kind of give y'all a little tribulation about my life. And I love y'all, man. I want you to take care and think great today. Be great today. Think great. Put those good thoughts into the universe and start eating right, man. You owe it to yourself. Take care of your body. It's your temple. You got people want to heaven. You want to get to heaven. Heaven is no place. You create your heaven with your mindset. And you can't create a heaven if it's clogged. And if you can't create a heaven, that means you're going to have to stay in the hellish realm. And you're going to keep being recreated under law. Free yourself. Free yourself from these chains. We're born into law. Remember, Satan came down. This is his realm. This is a realm you got to get out of. You understand? Understand what's going on. Don't want these people out of you no more. Take care. I love you. I kill Ali. Holla at me.